Greetings. This is Ham Radio GMRS Test and Review. My name is Dave, and my call sign is N8DAV. The motto for my channel is one test is worth 1,000 expert opinions. Today I'm doing a complete test and review of the Retevis RA89 HT Walkie Talkie. This is what it looks like. It comes with a rubber duck antenna. It's the only antenna it comes with. And I'll be letting you know all the specifications, and then I'll be putting it and the stock antenna that it comes with through a series of tests, including some real-world tests. And then at the end, we'll summarize all the results, and I'll let you know my opinion of the radio. All right? All right. First thing I have to tell you is I have a contractor here in the house, and they are demoing my kitchen. So if you hear a whole bunch of banging around and stuff, I do apologize for that. However, I've got to be able to get my videos done while all the work is going on. So I've just decided to just work right through it. So I do apologize. All right. So this is the Retevis RA89. It's a dual band radio. And it has a stated power output of 10 watts. The battery is a 2500 milliamp battery. It comes with a cradle charger, a wall wart, and it is a direct plug-in. The battery can be charged USB-C charging. The port is here on the back. There's a little rubber thing here that comes off. And the problem with that is that it's a separate piece and can be lost rather easily. It's a very tiny little piece. So that is one of the cons of the radio, is that it does have that little rubber piece that can be lost. So anyway, just a minor annoyance. Let's see. It comes with a lapel mic, earpiece combination, and it does come with a speaker mic. So that's kind of a neat thing. The cable that it comes with, of course, is a USB-C, USB-A charging cable. And it comes with a programming cable, belt clip, and the belt clip mounts to the body of the radio. Those of you who know me know that I really don't care for the belt clips that mount to the battery themselves. It does come with a wrist strap, and it does have instructions. It's 20 pages. It's well-written English, and the font is a large format type that I can actually read without extra glasses or taking my glasses off and putting it right up to my face. So it does not come with anything else. That's everything that comes in the box. I'm not going to do an unboxing video. You know, I don't care for those. The frequencies specified in the instructions are 144 to 148 megahertz and 420 to 450 megahertz. The controls that come on the radio is a on-off volume control. There are no other knobs. It has a monochrome LCD display. It's not color. It does not wash out in the sun, and it's very nice and clear. It's very, very good. It also has the menu buttons it has a function button, up and down arrow keys, A/B button, multifunction alphanumeric keys. It has the PTT button and 2 programmable buttons on the side below the PTT key. The antenna connector is an SMA female connector, which means your antenna has to have an SMA male connector. Make sure you know that if you want to buy any extra antennas for it, because most of the Chinese radios that come into this country are just the opposite. They come with an SMA male connector on the radio, and you need an SMA female connector on the antenna. Let's see, you can cradle charge the battery separately. And let's see, the features and the specifications are as stated in the instructions. However, there's something else that comes with the radio that is very unique to this radio, and that is receiving noise cancellation. So I'll be testing that today as well, just to show you how that works. The instructions are easy to follow, however, they're not as thorough as I would like them to be. All right, so next time you see me, we're going to be testing the radio, and I'll be right back.
If you like this video, please consider liking it and subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate your consideration in that respect. And if you want to see more of my content, please click on the bell icon so you'll be notified as soon as I put out something new, which I do usually approximately twice a week. All right. Thank you very much again for your consideration. I appreciate it.
All right, I'm testing the Retevis RA89 HT Walkie Talkie on the 2-meter frequency. This is for power, using a dummy load, 9.30 watts. All right, now I'm testing the radio on the 70 centimeter band for power into a dummy load. 6.65 watts. All right, now I'm going to test on GMRS channel 16. Power output is 6.65 watts. And last but not least, I'm testing the radio on MURS channel 3. And I get 10.17 watts. All right, now I'm testing the stock OEM antenna for the Retevis RA89 on the 2-meter band for SWR. And I get an SWR of 3.62. All right, next up, I'm testing the Retevis stock antenna on the 70 centimeter band, and I get an SWR of 1.22. All right, next up, we are testing the stock OEM antenna on GMRS channel 16. We get an SWR of 1.04. And last but not least, we're testing the stock OEM antenna on MURS channel 3. Get an SWR of 1.25. And we're testing the Retevis stock OEM antenna on the 2-meter band. We get an SWR of 1.24. All right, next up we are going to test on the GMRS channel 6, on the 70 centimeter band, sorry about that. And we always test at 446. And we get 1.861. All right, next up, we are going to test on GMRS channel 16. And that is 2.075. And last but not least, we are testing on MURS channel 3. And that is 5.333. Okay, I'm going to apologize for the low quality picture here on the video, but unfortunately, the circumstances beyond my control, I couldn't get you a good screenshot with this screen. It's so bright when I pull it away, as you can see.
Yes, Al, I reached you 5 over 5 from
Okay.
Providence, Utah.
Okay. So, as I get it closer, it gets better. I want you to hear the static in the background.
How's your morning going? Well, I took a extra exam last Saturday. I've been waiting, chomping at the bit, waiting to get my new call sign.
Did you hear that?
Appreciate that.
Did you hear how the static goes away with the noise canceling? That is terrific noise canceling. It's very, very good. I have some expensive radios that have noise canceling, which is not that good. So this is one of the features of this radio that I think is absolutely terrific, and I'll put it back the way it was.
Not too much happening down here. It's sunny here. something today. Well, that's good. Thanks for jumping in there. I'll be stay tuned.
Did you hear that static after I turned it off? Yep, that noise canceling works really, really well. All right, I'm out here and Fox Glen Park in Flagstaff, Arizona. This is my favorite park for doing testing of HTs and HT antennas. And the reason why I like it out here, I'm exactly, well, not exactly, but approximately 2.6, 2.7 miles from my shack and my base station antenna. I have a new simplex parrot repeater set up on my shack. I'm using my second Btech UV-Pro in the audio relay function, which is also nothing but a simplex repeater. And so I'm using that at the shack. It has excellent modulation and clarity characteristics. Plus it gets out really well, and it receives very well. So I think that it will be it's a good addition to my testing regimen. At the same time, I also have a second camera now, and so I'm going to actually be recording the actual conversation between me here and the radio there, and you'll get to see the S-meter reading as well on that. I don't know how this is going to turn out. This is all new to me, and I'm not really good at this kind of stuff, but I'm trying. What I have here is the Retevis RA89 with stock antenna, and I'm going to be testing it on the 70 centimeter band, and we'll see how clear and how good this is going to sound with my new parrot repeater. NADAV testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
NADAV testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, I consider that an excellent test. As you know, I rate the tests excellent if I get very little to no static on the return. I rate them good if I get a fair amount of static, but modulation is still good and understandable. Then I rate it fair if I get a lot of static and the modulation isn't so hot. And then I rate it poor or fail if I get so much static back that I can't understand the modulation, and also if I cannot either hit the repeater or hold the repeater open once I hit it. So those are my ratings. By the way, in my 2.6, 2.7 miles, I am blocked by a house or two. I am blocked by a freeway, or actually a train overpass. I'm blocked by a partial outbuilding. I'm blocked by a bunch of trees. And I'm also blocked by a partial hill in between me and my shack. So this will give you an idea how hard it is for a antenna and radio combination to get to the shack and then to get back to me here. That's why I picked this spot, and I use this spot constantly. Now, I think what I might try to do is go down to my my extra hard spot to get to and see what kind of readings we get on the radio back at the shack. I will be ducking down behind another hill while I'll be completely blocked by that hill. It's a very small hill. And we'll see how well or how poorly that we do on that. So when you see me next, I will be down there at my usual stubby antenna testing place. I'll be right back. All right. As you can see behind me, I have this hill, a small hill behind me, and a big pile of rocks, and that's completely blocking my line of sight to my shack. So this is where I usually test all my stubby antennas, and it makes it really hard for them to actually hit the repeater, let alone actually hit it and receive something back. So let me try this Retevis RA89 with the stock antenna and see what happens. N8DAV, testing 1, 2, 3, and 4.
N8DAV, testing 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Well, I would still consider that an excellent test. there was definitely a little bit more static, but still not very much. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm going to try turning on the noise cancellation and see if that makes any difference or not. And we'll see how this works. All right? All right, here we go. N8DAV, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The noise cancellation was so much, it didn't work. N8DAV, testing 1, 2, 3, and 4.
N8DAV, testing 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Wow. I don't know if you heard that or if it comes across on this microphone very well. There was no static whatsoever. None. Zero. That was just like a perfect test. So now we know that we can make these tests better than what they normally would be if we get rid of the static, right? Because I'm basing some of this on static. But from now on, I will be testing using the UV Pros at both ends, and we'll be using the S meters at both ends, and we'll be getting readings at both ends. So we can see how things work, and we can start comparing antennas, actual transmission and reception on antennas using the S meter readings on both radios. So that was fantastic. And that was almost like I was standing right next to the antenna or the radio doing that, all right? So next time you see me, I will be back in my shack, and I will give you all the results of all the testing, and we'll sum everything up, and I'll give you my opinion, which really doesn't matter because you have to make that decision, what you think is good for you. So, all right, back at the shack. So what did we learn today with all of our testing? So here's what I found. First of all, I stated earlier that the frequencies specified for the radio was 144, 148, and 420 to 450. Now that's specified in the instructions. However, with my real world poking around inside the radio, it was 144 to 148 and 400 to 480, which puts it squarely into the GMRS realm. All right, so yes, I did try GMRS and into a dummy load, and it does transmit, and well, you'll see when we get to it. All right, so what did we learn? So the power output for the radio on 2 meter was 9.30 watts. So it's claimed that it's a 10 watt radio. Nah, pretty good. I would say that's close enough. However, on 70 centimeter, and just like as just about all the HTs now these days, 6.65 watts, okay? So it's 10 watts on 2 meter, but not on 70 centimeter. GMRS was very similar, 6.50 watts, and I'm sorry, 6.65 watts, I take that back. And on MURS, it was really weird. It was 10.17, which is squarely into the 10 meter realm. So, but it's also out of the range that it's supposed to be able to transmit on. So, boy, I'll tell you, this was a weird one for me. All right, so reception, quality, clarity, it was excellent, both close and distant. Transmission quality, close and distance, also excellent on both cases. Programming from the front controls was easy to do, but it took a little bit of a learning curve, but once you got it, it was pretty easy to do. Programming from Chirp, very, very easy. It's your typical Chirp stuff. No problems with Chirp. And by the way, it came with a programming cable. Yeah, can't beat that, right? The antenna, now, they don't specify anything for the antenna, no specifications whatsoever. They don't say if it's resonant, they don't say anything, right? So with our SWR testing, we found that the antenna was tuned more towards the 70 centimeter and the GMRS, the UHF band, more so than the VHF band. For the 2 meter, we got 3.62 SWR, And on the nano VNA, we got 4.608. So pretty darn close there. Pretty much backs up that reading on the power SWR meter. On 70 centimeter, we got 1.22. On the nano VNA, 1.861. Again, close enough. That's pretty standard for differences between the power SWR meter and the nano VNA. Now with GMRS, we got a little bit of a difference here. So with GMRS, 1.04 on the power SWR meter and 2.075 on the nano VNA. Again, I still think that these numbers get backed up to each other because as the numbers go up with the power SWR meter, so they go up with the nano VNAs, they go down with the power SWR meter, they go down with the nano VNA. So I think those numbers are probably fairly close, fairly accurate. All right, but once again, you know, when you're testing SWR, it depends on how you're testing it. Somebody else could come along and get a completely different set of tests for it. But it was very obvious that this antenna was tuned more towards the 70 centimeter band than the UHF band than the VHF band. All right, so chances are, if you want to do a lot of work on the VHF band with this radio, especially since you get more power out on the 2 meter band, I suggest you get a better antenna. And that's just normal with all these HTs. Usually, 99% of the time you get an HT, you put a good antenna on it, like a signal stick or something. Yeah. Anyway, my basic impressions of this radio, it's pretty darn good. I think I consider it excellent. I consider it really well built. It's a little on the chunky side, but what do you expect? You got a 2,500 milliamp hour battery. That's pretty good size. Battery life on it is just average. I don't consider it exceptional in any way, shape, form, or manner. But it does feel very, very well built. I like the design of it. I like the latch for the battery. I like the fact, especially, that it's got a SMA female connector on the radio, requiring you to use antennas that have SMA male connectors. I believe that that's the proper way to have these radios. I don't agree with the way Baofeng and some of the other cheap Chinese radios have their antennas, but again, that's just my personal opinion. The radio has all the basic features that you possibly could use. Really, it's not a high-end luxury radio, but for the money that I paid for it, I thought that it was a good deal. Because there's a lot of good features to it, like even though it doesn't have a color screen, the monochrome LCD screen does not get washed out in the sun. It's a good user's radio. If you're going to be outdoors using this thing, you won't have any problems, and you shouldn't ever have any issues with the radio whatsoever. So it has a lot of good basic issues, but it has one luxury issue besides the two programmable buttons on the side, and that is the noise reduction. I gotta tell you, that noise reduction is very, very good. Maybe a little too good, and I'll tell you why. If you notice, when I did my testing with the noise reduction, I didn't hear the repeater on the first go around. But when you saw the earlier part of this video, it hit the repeater and the repeater responded, but it did not break squelch because of the noise reduction. I had the squelch down to 1, but the noise reduction prevented it from me actually hearing it the first time. But then when I transmitted the second time, it came right through. So I have this radio back here that you can see. It's running on 10 meters. And it's got some of the best noise reduction in the industry. It's a Yaesu FTDX10. And if I turn the noise reduction all the way up on it, similar things happen. It changes the sound a little bit because the noise reduction is in huge effect. It doesn't allow some things to get through, even though I have no squelch turned on at all, and I have the gain turned up all the way. So similar things happen when you have really, really strong noise reduction. So by by fact that it's got great noise reduction, it might be just a little too strong. So there's a pro and a con there. Retevis, if you watch my videos, I doubt it, but if you do, you might want to make it, instead of just on or off, you might just want to make it variable. That way we can decide how much noise reduction to get, and that way we won't have that issue that I found while doing the testing. One test is worth 1,000 expert opinions. All right. So, do I recommend this radio? Even though my opinion doesn't matter about anything, I like this radio, and it's going to be a keeper for me. The receiver is pretty strong on this radio, and I wasn't able to make it go deaf with all the testing that I did with it. So that's a good thing. I think this is a good radio, and I do recommend this radio if you're looking for a good, rugged, basic radio to play with, and that noise reduction is just really terrific. But again, it's got to be a really strong signal coming in if you got that turned on. All right. That's all I got to say. My name is Dave. The channel name is Ham Radio GMRS Test and Review, and you know the motto of my channel: one test is worth 1,000 expert opinions. And boy, did we learn a whole bunch of neat stuff today based on all the testing that I did. All right. So I'm got to sign off now. So this is Dave with Ham Radio GMRS Test and Review saying 73. So long.